Let's take one more look at Zoltan Shield piercing. In this episode we'll cover the Zoltan A and Zoltan B in the early game. Now, with the Zoltan A, in most fights you just point your Halberd beam at the enemy and they die, and you don't take any damage, which is great. But sometimes you could get into a situation like this, where they have a Zoltan Shield and they also have weapons that can get through your Zoltan Shield pretty quickly. So our Zoltan Shield is down, and the next volley they can deal us damage. And they will get to fire before we can hit them. So we took 2 hull damage there. That could of course have hit our shields. We could have had a really bad time. Now, as before, I've aimed my Halberd beam to just hit weapons at the last possible moment. So this is going to finish off the Zoltan Shield and deal 1 damage to weapons as well. And from this point, we're pretty safe. I'm just going to speed hack it. And we just keep their weapons suppressed. We're done. What we could do instead is switch to the Leto for the first shot. Now this is a bit of a gamble because of course we might miss, but even if we miss we could take another shot. We're not losing that much most of the time, and if we hit them we can swap to the Halberd beam. And now what will happen is, because they only have 4 hit points left on their Zoltan Shield, the Halberd beam actually gets to do damage on the first swipe. I'm just going to speed that along. They've not had a chance to hurt us yet. And now, just before they were able to hurt us, we took off one of the weapons. And at this point, we just want to keep suppressing their weapons. Oh, I forgot to turn on auto fire. And they're dead. With the Zoltan B here, the tactic is a lot more situational. So let's say we hit all of our ion shots, then we can deal full damage with our pipe beam, and maybe you want to do that instead. Most likely we do. So if all 4 shots hit, then I can do this. And they do have a heavy laser up, but the next pipe beam shot will kill them. I could actually try to ionize this. I could actually try to ionize weapons here. But it won't work because there is a Zoltan in there, and he's forcing the power into this weapon. If this was a pirate ship, then they might not have Zoltans. But you see, we get into this situation where we don't take any damage. Where I think Zoltan Shield piercing can be useful here is if you miss one of your shots on the first volley, or possibly the second. So I'm going to simulate that here by just not charging this ion initially. Wait for that one to finish charging and then turn it on. And this will leave them with 3 hit points of Zoltan Shield. You could take that down with your next ion volley, but you won't be able to take down the regular shield, so the pipe beam will not be able to do damage. So you're going to have to fire another volley as well to take down the regular shield. That's 3 volleys of the ion blast. You'll be waiting on them while this enemy is shooting at you. So what I'm going to try to do is pierce this Zoltan Shield. That being said, I don't want to waste my pike beam if the first shot misses. Or indeed if the second shot misses, but I have no way of actually waiting for that. What I'm going to do here is wait to see where this first shot is going. So I fire that a little bit ahead, and then I fire this one. I'm actually going to swap them. You'll see why. I want this one firing from the top. So if we look very closely, you can see that this ion here is still visible beneath the enemy ship shield barrier, and this one is about to hit. The time that we want to fire our pike beam is shortly after this has disappeared. So watch it, it's vanished. And about now. And as usual, I'm going to bring the end of the beam just into weapons. So the pipe beam takes down the last point of Zoltan Shield, and the ion takes down the shield, and the pipe beam takes down one weapon. The timing on that is a little bit tricky. I think if you just wait until the ion disappears, it's slightly too soon, so you do need to wait a few frames more. But at least we managed to take down one of their 2 heavy lasers. We can't actually ionize this, by the way, because there's a Zoltan in there, unfortunately. If this was a pirate ship, then we could take that weapon offline. But there's no way to do that. We just have to wait on the pipe beam. I'll just show you that one more time, and this time I switched out to balance mod where the timing is slightly different because the ions travel a little bit faster. Again, I'm going to fire one of these slightly ahead. And then fire the other, and I want to fire this from the top for good timing. So we see that this hits. And we watch this one until it disappears and no longer. There. Not waiting at all. Because of this, you see it gets there sooner. And there we go, the same result.